Now that I've given the economic reworks a great deal of thought and understanding, and I've let my one brain cells stew over it for a good while, I think I'm ready to lay out what I think about the economic reworks. I've given a preliminary summary of what the reworks expect to bring to the game. Well, now they've brought into the game since it took so long that they've already implemented the changes when I wrote it up for some friends of mine in a Discord server that I also used to be in, but now I've left. And I'll take a lot of my points from that. We'll break down the War Thunder post about it, and we'll cover all the important bits that should be focused on. In the title, you can see that I said that the rework is misleading, and we'll find out why in this video. The reason why there's so much difficulty in trying to discern the rework is because there are two different reworks in one post. The first rework focuses on post-game reward bonuses for losers and winners, and the second rework focuses on reward multipliers and repair costs for vehicles. The information dump in the War Thunder post is perhaps the reason why I had a bit of a hard time trying to make heads or tails of it. At first I thought I was still thinking about the rewards when the post starts talking about normalization values and all that Wharton School of Economics PhD type of stuff. I'm just a poor rice farmer from the Philippines and I don't write for Business Insider, so this goes all above my head. This is also the primary reason why I bet most of the people reading the rework post dissociated when they were reading it. So, in an attempt to make the post digestible, I split it into two discussions. One would be discussing post-game rewards, and the other would be the repair cost and reward normalization. The post-game reward rework is not entirely new. It's only included in the post for the poll results. There were two questions in the poll, one concerning the RP reward distribution, and one for Silver Lions. For this portion of economic reworks, there's a recurring theme. The winners are losing a bit of rewards to increase the losers' rewards. On the surface, it sounds fair. There are games where you absolutely dominate, but the team loses, so you get really bad rewards. Understandable. No player should be punished for Germany moments. But the question I'd like to raise is, why do they have to reduce the winning rewards? Why can't they just increase the loser's rewards on its own? The big problem about this is that the changes, well, they don't really change anything. Hear me out. The War Thunder player on average falls in the 49 to 51% win rate. This means around half the time, the War Thunder player is winning, and in the other half, the player is losing. By reducing win rewards to increase loss rewards, you've done essentially nothing. And Gaijin allegedly admits this. In a Reddit post that has gained significant traction on the subreddit, a user posted what looks to be Gaijin realizing that nothing has really changed with the rewards, and the vehicle acquisition rate remains the same. What I'm really getting at here is that reward shouldn't be a zero-sum game. You don't need to reduce winners' rewards just to bolster the losers. The economy could really use a boost now, as bad as it is now. When I have friends that get less than 2,000 RP for a win on premium, with them being in first place, racking up more than 8 kills. Gaijin is artificially retaining players by reducing the rate at which they acquire new content. This, in my opinion, the post-game rewards were a huge waste of everyone's time, and we basically got nothing out of it. Now, we head to the part that's even more maddeningly inconsistent. And I use the term very, very loosely here, normalized multipliers and repair costs. According to Gaijin, they are normalizing repair costs by switching to a rank-based repair cost and multiplier system that's summarized in 3 important points, which we will go over now. First, they say that repair costs and reward multipliers are now identical for similar vehicles of different nations. First off, the multipliers are already the same across similar vehicles of different nations. Secondly, the repair costs still retain the efficiency-based model. Sure, you have the TU4 and B29 going down, but now you have atrocious repair costs like the Hunter F1 being 17,000 Silver Lions, which is more than twice the repair cost of the JA37 Viggen and the MiG-23 MLD. The new rank-based economy isn't even rank-based, it's efficiency-based repair cost. with nerfs to multipliers. Now, the second point. There's a clear correlation between economic parameters, namely repair cost, reward multipliers, and reward for useful actions, and position in the tech tree. By that logic, the Hunter F1 and F86 F2 Saber should be placed after the Eurofighter Typhoon and F-35A because they're grossly more expensive than the FGR2 and the F4E. So, no. There's still no clear correlation between repair costs and position in the tech tree. And for the third and final point, and this one is marked as a negative point. Decrease in the demand for less efficient vehicles as they will become economically equivalent to more effective vehicles of the same rank, which may also lead to the decrease of a variety of vehicles in the game. TLDR, the new economy promotes metagaming to a whole new level. Before, people only fly the meta planes to get kills and wins. Now there's an actual mechanic in game that incentivizes metagaming. For a game whose world record is the most playable vehicles in one game, they really want to whittle the vehicles players actually play to just a very, very small handful. I'm gonna go outright and say it. Why are these economic changes bad? As I've outlined, they're artificially retaining players by extending the time they spend getting vehicles at the same time, making it less and less viable to play the game for free. This is a huge deal because one of War Thunder's biggest problems, and what Gaijin thinks War Thunder is just a grind. The game is centered around its grinding system and the promise of new content. By allowing this to be the crux of War Thunder, Gaijin has backed themselves into a hamster wheel of popping out new vehicles and players grinding for it. I believe this shouldn't be all that War Thunder is. I've had friends play War Thunder only for the aerobatics lobbies, and eventually they quit the game because it's not worth the difficult grind. And I'm sure this will backfire as this new set of changes make it even less enticing to grind for the new content they have in store. The worst part here is that Gaijin gets to blame the players, as they put it into a vote without properly explaining what they are trying to do. The worst part of the change is that it doesn't affect premium vehicles. The F5C, which is my stalwart grinder for the good part of the year, still has about the same RP rate as a talisman F4E, despite being a tier lower. And if we're being honest, the silver line mechanic is already the best way to artificially extend a player's grind. There was really no need to rework the economy. What was needed is an increase in rewards given. As an example, during the holidays I grinded out the M1A1 HC, the Challenger 2 TES, the Leclerc Series 21, and the ZTL 11. This for 390,000 RP vehicles, and I barely broke 1 million. And to think I started at around 500,000 silver lions. Even fellow content partners aren't happy with the new economic changes. My opinion is fine to have a grind in games. That's, I guess, part and parcel for a lot of games. But to lengthen the grind just to get players spending and or keep them playing is dubious at best and at worst insidious. It's not that Gaijin isn't listening. Believe me, they really do. The main issue is that they try so hard to find a compromise between them and the players that they end up satisfying neither. They badly so want to listen to the players' problems, but they don't want to give the players too much leeway in what they want to happen. So in the end, they just pick a resolution that both of them are not happy with, and that's how we got the current economic changes. This is on top of the dev blogs for the next update being a week away, so hype will pick up once again and all these will be forgotten for the most part. I implore you, it's important to never let this put to rest as these economic changes don't make for a lasting game model. And with Gaijin confirming Generation 4 aircraft this year, I just can't in good conscience hype that, even though talking about new vehicles for the game is the lifeblood of this channel. And because I'm no good at segues, I knew how to implement this coming up. Stay tuned. Thank you. Godspeed. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of these changes.